Then for the sneak peek number 5, we have the sewers. And then here we have 2 other screenshots and sneak peeks about the game because developers were planning to add a compatibility to play this game with a joystick, with a controller. Yo guys, it is me, HappyCairek, and welcome back to Last on Earth Survival. So today I decided to talk about things that probably will never come to Last on Earth Survival. So I have gathered all of the sneak peeks that developers have shared with us since the release of the game. And developers either stopped talking about those sneak peeks or developers have confirmed that these items or these things or bosses or whatever aren't gonna come to the game. And most of the sneak peeks are probably gonna go in chronological order. I can't give 100% that they are gonna go in chronological order, but like probably they should go in chronological order. And if I have missed anything here in this list, then definitely leave a comment down below. I'll try to heart it and respond to that comment. So I guess let's start our list. So we're gonna start off our list from this zombie that is called Necrotic Hybrid. It wasn't really one of the first sneak peeks, but it is one of the first sneak peeks that developers have shared, and it is still not implemented in the game. From what I remember, they said that this Necrotic Hybrid will be found at Bunker Alpha probably, and it would have some sort of special abilities, but it still never came to the game. Maybe it's gonna come in season 2, but I kind of doubt this, so we will just have to wait and see. But I think that this Necrotic Hybrid has been teased like over a year ago, and it still never came to the game, so who knows what's gonna happen with him. The second sneak peek, we have this Lab 13 or something. I do not know what that is going to be or what was it supposed to be, but it looked really cool. It was some sort of a new location, probably in Bunker Alpha, but it never came to the game. It would be really cool to have some new locations in Bunker Alpha, but this Lab 13 thingy never came out. Then developers have shared like these showers or something, and again, they have never came to the game, and I don't think they've commented something on this picture. It might have been some sort of an art, or it was like an upcoming location, but again, it has never came to Last on Earth Survival. Then for our fourth sneak peek, we have these healers. We do have a healer in the game, but I have shared other concept arts in the game. And probably when they posted this picture, they asked players, what do they think is going to be the role of these dudes? But truth to be told, we have never seen any of other merchant healers or whatever they were supposed to do. We've just gotten here a healer that's in the middle, but the other here characters, we've never gotten them. It would be really cool to see some other characters in the game that would trade with us, that would give us some sort of abilities or whatever, but we have never seen them. Maybe they're gonna make a return to the game, but I kind of doubt that. Then for the sneak peek number 5, we have the sewers. If I remember it correctly, I started playing the game around this time when they shared the sewers, and I do know that a lot of players were super hyped about this, and sadly, sewers probably never came to the game. But just think about this, how awesome it would be to have sewers in Last on Earth Survival. That would be a really just insane location, but sadly Last on Earth developers never released this location, and we don't know if it's ever coming to the game. Also in the middle, we could see a person that's holding here a flamethrower, but more about the flamethrower a bit later. So for the sneak peek number 6, we have this, and probably like 60% of the sneak peek is actually released because we have the reinforced leather armor and the reinforced like tier 1 armor, the reinforced dad set, but we do not have reinforced tactical armor. It would be really cool to get the reinforced tactical armor because in my opinion, tactical armor is like the most common armor, and reinforcing it would look really cool because let's be honest, probably the most cool and looking armor right now that we have in the game is the reinforced leather armor, and I think it would be just insane to have the reinforced tactical armor, but we never know if it's gonna come to the game. Apparently they had the sketches ready, but they never came, so I guess let's just wait, but I doubt that it's gonna come out. Maybe one day, we'll just have to see. Then we have here the fishing location. In Russian, on the left it says expectations, and on the right it says reality, but in real we just have expectations. At least it's cool the developers have teased fishing, but again, they've teased this fishing like probably year and a half or like 2 years ago, but we still did not get any more information about fishing. But if I think about it, developers said that fishing is definitely coming to the game, and I think they mentioned that recently, so I guess we just have to take their word for it and wait. It would be really awesome to see fishing in the game, even though like they've teased that fishing, like I said, probably 2 years ago, but we still didn't see anything about it. But I guess let's just wait and see. In my opinion, it would be really awesome to get fishing in the game, and I hope that it would be more relaxing. I can't really find those screenshots, but back in the days, developers used to make those Q&As, and in one of their Q&As, they said that they want to make fishing like really relaxing and something different than usual. So I believe it would be really awesome to have some sort of fishing in the game that wouldn't just involve us fighting, you know? Like, you just put your phone and you can go somewhere and like you can cook, eat or whatever, and you don't have to constantly be focused in the game. Like, that's what I would expect from fishing, and maybe that's what we are gonna get. And here we have the good old infamous flamethrower, and developers have confirmed that flamethrower is not coming to the game. I do know that a lot of players were hyped about the flamethrower, and myself included. I would love to see flamethrower here in the game because it is a really unique and very atmospheric weapon for, like, especially for the apocalyptic scenario. But developers said that it's never coming to the game because it would make a lot of devices lag, and that's kind of sad. I would seriously wish to get flamethrower in the game, but also developers have mentioned that we might get a chainsaw in the game instead of the flamethrower. So let's just wait at least for the chainsaw because I would be happy to get a chainsaw. But it is also really sad the developers confirmed that we are not going to get this flamethrower. So F's in the chat for the flamethrower. And then here we have two other screenshots and sneak peeks about the game because developers were planning to add a compatibility to play this game with a joystick, with a controller. And here we could see that they were working on the user interface. We could see that they put here like some buttons and blah blah blah, but it has never come to the game. And it would be really awesome to play Last on Earth with a controller. And actually you can already play Last on Earth with a controller if you're gonna connect it to your computer, blah blah blah, if you're gonna map all the settings. And I've tried playing it and it is really not that much comfortable. Like, it is cool to move your character. I think I've done one live stream when I played it with controller. Like, it is possible to play Last on Earth with controller, but it is really not comfortable to drag items. Like, just selecting one item and dragging it isn't comfortable. Like, the best solution that I came up with was using a PS4 like motion sensor and dragging items from one place to another place. And actually have this controller over here that I used on a live stream, and I would seriously love to show how it worked, but it's just gonna take forever now to install back all the application. But basically you would just, let's say, hold one button, you would take, let's say, your crowbar and you would drag it to your other inventory. But it was really inconsistent. It was kind of fun to do, but it was really inconsistent and kind of hard to do. So probably that was the reason why they discontinued that. And again, it only worked on PS4 controllers, and if you were going to connect your Xbox controller, it didn't really work because I don't think they have the motion sensor or whatever. But I might be wrong about that, but yeah. So then another sneak peek that they've shown was Metal Cutter, and Metal Cutter is still not in the game. And I've made some videos about Metal Cutters and I explained my thoughts and opinion about why I do not want Metal Cutter in the game, especially right now. And it's because metal walls are really expensive and Metal Cutter will just ruin everything. It's not the time for the Metal Cutter, especially with these broken raids, with this broken AI that raids us, and etc. and etc. And also here we have safes, and you could get safes, and probably even right now you can get safes in the shop, but you cannot really craft them. So saves are kind of a really paid to win item. Hope they're gonna change that in the future, but as of right now we still don't know much information about the Metal Cutter. And for the sneak peek number 11, we have the infected zombie bear. We did see a normal bear in the game. It was like probably in the hunter's camp or something, or in one of those 7-day special events, but we have never seen an infected zombie bear, and they've teased it probably over a year ago. So it would be really awesome if it came to the game, but I don't think it's ever coming. Maybe it's gonna come out, but they still haven't mentioned anything about the bear. Another sneak peek is actually less of a sneak peek, but developers have asked their community, again probably over a year ago, if they would like to have tabs in the game that would sort our crafting menu. Like, let's say you would have healing items in one slot and all the weapons and armor in another slot, and they asked if players would want this, and I guess a lot of players wanted that, but as we know, developers still did not add those tabs/slots to the game. And would you like to have those slots in the game? Because in my opinion, I definitely think the developers can come up with a really awesome user interface where it would be way faster to craft some items, because even right now, sometimes you have to scroll too much to craft something. Like having those little tabs, let's say for the armor, weapons, like some special workbenches, would be really easier and way more convenient to access them through that rather than just scrolling endlessly. And here we have another sneak peek, and again, it's less of a sneak peek, but rather than a memory of what we've lost in the game. So for those who do not know, in the past we had the power armor. This was the first time when we've seen any sort of multiplayer in the game. We've gotten power armor, and if you unlocked Sector 7, you would be able to go to the Sector 7 and walk there with your power armor. It was really awesome and super amazing. I do not know why developers removed this. We can see this power armor now in the Convoy event, but we cannot use it in the Sector 7, so that is really sad. And this was the sneak peek I think that developers have shown us before releasing that power armor. I'm not sure what was the delay between this sneak peek and this one, but I do know that these were the first sketches of the power armor the developers were teasing. Then we have here another sneak peek the developers have never released to the game. Actually, we have seen this brewery in the game at the special event, whatever it's called, like 2-year anniversary probably. But again, then it was removed from that 2-year anniversary and we do not have this, but it would be awesome probably to have brewery in the game. And it kind of feels bad because on that 2-year anniversary, you had special potions that if you're gonna drink them, you would be able to transfer yourself to another location. You would be able to go to the farm or something. And I was never able to use this because I did not have enough time or something, and I wasn't even able to use all of those potions, and it's really sad. Wish I could go back in the time. I would definitely use up all of those drinks that you could brew in the brewery. Then for another sneak peek, we have here a lot of sketches, and most of them did not come to the game. Like some of them came to the police station, but here we have these biker zombies, and again, they've never came to the game. And I don't understand why, because they look really, really awesome, and in my opinion, they should definitely come to Last Day on Earth Survival. I don't think developers should waste that, but again, I think they've teased those zombies maybe over a year ago, so I don't know if they're ever coming, but that would be really cool to have like those biker zombies. It would be really awesome. And then for another sneak peek, we have the hub, or at least that's whatever they called it. They said that in this place you would be able to relax, and this is some sort of a multiplayer location where you would be able to probably maybe not trade with other players, but like spend time with other players, if I remember it correctly. And I hope that this is the right screenshot because they've shared a lot of them, and I hope that I remember correctly. But again, we cannot be really sure about what's coming to multiplayer because they've changed their opinion about multiplayer so much, because we had the power armor, then they removed the power armor, then we got the metro station and they removed that. So we do not know what's gonna come in the multiplayer, but it would be really cool to have some sort of a hub in the game. And just as I mentioned, this is another sneak peek of that metro station that was removed. It was in the game probably just for 1 or 2 updates, and then they removed it at all. And this was like a clan base, but it's removed now. So, and I don't think it's ever coming because right now our Sector 7 is some sort of a clan base. But it's kind of sad that they removed it because it was really cool to have that metro station. It was really cool to have some sort of a music there in the subway or whatever it's called. It was really cool, but it's gone. And I think this is another sneak peek the developers have shared to that hub that I've just shown. So it was supposed to be turkey racing, and if I remember correctly, developers said that you could bet on your own turkey and win some coins. But again, we have never seen any more information about turkey racing, and it would be cool to have something different rather than just fighting zombies. And if it's ever coming to the game, I wish that it's not going to be like some sort of a pay-to-win feature, but I don't know if it's ever coming again because, as I said, developers have changed a lot of their information about Sector 7 and about how multiplayer should look like, because they've changed their opinion literally like in the course of like 2 or 3 months. They've been changing it so quickly and drastically, so I seriously do not know what developers want to do with multiplayer right now. And then we have here some sort of a small teaser. This is supposed to be a hunter's camp, and we can do it only once when you start out your new account. I think you're gonna get this hunter's camp, and after that it just disappears. So it's not really something that's not gonna come to the game, because technically it is in the game, but you can do it only once, and after that it disappears. So I thought it would be good to include this in our list here. And also they've teased casino, and again, it was supposed to be inside of that hub. You would be able to have casino in the multiplayer thingy in Last Day on Earth Survival inside of that hub. But again, as I said, they've changed so much of their opinion about multiplayer that I do not know if casino is ever coming to the game. So for another sneak peek that they've teased, they've shown us this truck that's in our base when we start out the game, and it's repaired. They asked if it'd be really cool to repair the truck, blah, blah, blah. But again, as we know, even till this day, we cannot repair our truck. And I don't know if we ever will, because right now at the gas station there, it looks like a truck is covered with some sort of a blanket or whatever that's called, and it looks like someone is working on that truck, if that is a truck. And then we have another really long sneak peek with a lot of pictures that developers have shared with us, probably not really like that long ago, maybe like half a year ago. So it was supposed to be like some sort of a camp module, and then we had like a turret module, like folding wall, a drone, the saw cutter or whatever that is, a drilling rig, rig, and probably we had other pictures there, but I couldn't find other ones. And again, they still did not come to the game. It would be really awesome to have like some sort of backpacks that you could unpack and transform them like into a drill or into a wall or something, but they never came to the game. Then we have here another series of pictures the developers have shared with us for the Outpost. So it was supposed to be a toilet, some sort of a building here, then another like a radio tower, some sort of a small outpost thingy, and some other buildings over here, but again, they never came to the game. Then we have another like 2 pictures probably for the Outpost or for something else, decorations that have never came to the game as well, like this statue and this watery plant or whatever. And then not that long ago, probably a couple of months ago, they've shared this blueprint table, and as we know, it's still not in the game, so that's kind of sad. It would be really awesome to get some sort of new things to the game finally, but this blueprint table that they've shared is still not in the game. Then they've shared a lot of small details and whatever for the Sector 7, like this one over here, here, and here. They still did not come to the Sector 7, and they weren't really probably that interesting, but that was sneak peek that's still not in the game. Then they've shared this sneak peek, and as we know, corgis are in the game, but these Rottweilers are still not in the game. And you already know my opinion about here dogs. I'm still not really that much excited to change skin of my doggo in Last on Earth Survival, whilst probably more than half of the players, probably even 80% of the players cannot get their true friend dog, because this is the biggest RNG and the worst system in the game that developers could come up with. It would be really awesome if they made the doggos more useful, more obtainable for everyone, because as I said, a lot of players cannot obtain their true friend doggo. So adding more dogs, more rare dogs to the game doesn't really make much sense to me, but this is the sneak peek that's still not in the game. And then obviously they've shown us this ATV, and as we all know, ATV is still not in the game, and hopefully it is going to come out in Season 3, because we still do not have Season 2, and Season 2 should come out like this September, hopefully this week, next week or something, because then September is just gonna end. But from what we know, ATV is still not in the game. Then they've shown this sneak peek of the Junkyard. It was probably supposed to come out in Season 1, but for some reason it did not come out, so Then we have another small sneak peek for the Sector 7, and I believe that some sort of like this truck is already available in Sector 7, but those other explodey thingies still aren't in the Sector 7, so again, most of that stuff is not implemented yet. And then obviously how we aren't gonna mention the Chopper. They've shown this Chopper picture recently, and as we all know, Chopper is still not in the game. We have only seen it in that Charlie Senior event, but we didn't even see it properly. We just saw the shadow, but we didn't see it from up close, so it's still not in the game, but they have teased the helicopter. And then the most recent sneak peek that they've shown is this zombie truck. They said that they show a lot of stuff, but some of it might come to the game, some of it might not come to the game, and basically that's it. So we still do not know if this zombie truck is ever gonna come out or no, but apparently this is like some sort of zombie truck art, and it would be really cool to have something new in the game. So these were all the sneak peeks that I had to show, and we're gonna go to the raid really soon, but I just want to go quickly and show you other things that are still not implemented in the game, but have been in this crafting menu since the release of the game. So we have here the clan banner. Obviously, it's still not in the game. Then we have torture device. They spoke about it a little bit, that you would be able to capture your enemies, put them inside of a metal room, feed them a little bit, and wait until they will give you the coordinates. But as we all know, they still did not release this torture device, and I think they spoke about it like probably 2 years ago, and it's still not there. But we can see that chair inside of one of the dungeons. But again, we never know if we will be able to craft it or use it for any other purpose. Then we have pipe and hand pump, and both of them been in the game since the release, and we still cannot craft them, and developers have never even mentioned them. I do not know why they are still here in the crafting menu. In my opinion, they should just remove them if they never even spoke about it, but I don't know. What do I know? Then we have here the horse saddle and a horse feeder. I mean, you can craft the horse feeder, but you can't really do anything with it, but you cannot craft the horse saddle, and I don't think they've ever mentioned anything about the horses at all. Then, as I mentioned, we have here the zombie truck. We cannot craft it. When we have here the repair station, I don't think they've spoke really much about the repair station. Maybe they've shown 1 or 2 sneak peeks about it, but it's still not in the game. And we have chemistry station at the Sector 7, but we cannot really craft it in our main world here. And we've gotten that chemistry station like a couple of updates ago. Then we have explosive material, still cannot craft it. We have here the landmine, still cannot craft it. and no mention about it. And this entire assault set still not in the game, and developers have never even talked about it. Developers have shown like a couple of sneak peeks of that Kevlar armor. We have seen even a couple of events. Like there was one event when you go to the forest and you would see a guy with Kevlar armor, but it's still not in the game. But at least they've shown that Kevlar armor. But the assault armor, we have not even seen a single sneak peek about the assault armor, so I don't know if it's ever coming. But in my opinion, assault armor definitely looks kind of cool and high tech. Then we have here the electronic lab thingy. Probably maybe we've gotten one small sneak peek of that, but it's still not in the game. You can get safes from the shop, but you cannot craft them. So technically they aren't in the game, but they are. Then we have the Dragunov rifle. If we go over here and we click on it, it says that with it, you will be able to ambush other players, but it's still not in the game and we cannot ambush anybody here. And the last thing that isn't in the game here is this mortar, and it said that it's for clan wars and blah, 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 but it's still not in the game and we cannot craft it. So now let's go for the raid, and I just would like to ask you if you enjoyed this type of video, because it did take quite some time to gather all of the pictures here, and I do know that for those players who haven't been playing the game since the beginning, they do not know about most of these sneak peeks, so I guess it was kind of interesting for them. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely make sure to smash that like button. Like I said, let's try to hit 3,000 likes on this video. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate that. And now let's just go for the raid. And I think I've raided this base in the past, and I'm not sure what kind of loot we will really get here, but I do know where to go there, and we will just figure it out. So I believe I'm gonna chop down one wall from over here, and it requires a level to hatch it, and hopefully I am chopping down the right place. And I believe that we will have to place 1C4 over here, so let's try to do so. And inside we're gonna get there a lot of chests, and we will see if these chests are gonna have anything good inside of them. And also, as I said, if I have missed any of those sneak peeks or something, if I've missed something the developers have shown but still did not release to the game, then definitely leave a comment down below. As I said, I'll try to heart that comment and respond to that comment. So inside we're gonna get here an AK, a Glock, a little bit of carrots. I'm kind of happy because I started running out of food and I don't really go outside to grind for food. Again, I would definitely take other stuff because there are always some people for some reason that do not understand. Whenever I say, oh, that's cool, I got wood and I got food, at least I won't have to farm for it. And people are like, oh my god, so just go and farm for the carrots and wood. And I'm just like, but there's nothing else to take in this base. So people are blaming me for taking wood or taking carrots when there's nothing else to take in this base. So it's super weird. It's like, if don't take items that you can get yourself. It's like, what? But again, there are always weird people. So inside of this one, we're gonna get a little bit of leather, nothing over here. Let's jump down here on another chest. And inside of this chest, we're really gonna get a lot of cool stuff, just some bricks, and we have a lot of bricks at the base already. And I think that I'm not gonna be able to chop down all of the chests before the big one spawns. That's not cool. Seriously, that is not cool. I don't remember which chests are gonna have first aid kits, even if we can find here first aid kits. I'm not sure about it. Berries! Whoo! This is so sad. I believe the wave of zombies is gonna spawn, but we are gonna chop down here one more chest, and the big one is seriously around the corner. I can kind of smell him. So let's deal now with another wave of zombies. Okay, so zombies are resting peacefully, and now let's just fill up my chopper here with these carrots. Ooh, that's nice. So I have damaged now all of these chests with 3 hits, and yeah, I guess the big one is gonna spawn very soon. So let's just try to chop down this chest, and inside we're just gonna get a little bit of wood, couple of transistors. Definitely gonna take them in my pocket, and let's try to chop down another chest. So yeah, the big one is gonna spawn in one of those 2 chests. So I just have to be really ready to get out of here. Okay, so we're gonna use this bandage to heal up. So inside of this chest, we're gonna get just some oak and some of that stuff. Whatever about that coal, don't really care about this. And inside of here, we're gonna get nothing. So not really that awesome base. Really hope that it would be something better. Yeah, I was able to escape. So this base, I don't know really. It does not get Cyarek's approval. It's kind of garbage. So I highly suggest you checking out this Minecraft video where we went to the Ender portal. Or click here on the second card and you will go to the worst glitch ever. Or hop over to my channel, go to playlist, and there you'll find a lot of other games that I've played here on the channel. And if you're not subscribed yet, definitely make sure to drop the subscribe button and notification bell to not miss any future videos. Also guys, drop that like button while we're at it, and peace out. Yep.